Welcome everyone, AdamTheWoo here. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo, coming to you from the non-mean streets of South Pasadena. The crossroads of Shunkakong, Gonkakong, Gonkakong, Oxley Street, and Montrose Avenue in South Pasadena. One of my favorite areas of Southern California because I am an 80s child. I love 80s movies. I love 80s TV shows. And this whole region of Southern California is a veritable playground of 80s filming goodness. And today is no exception to that rule. I would like to show you something from my childhood. I remember watching this show in the 80s. I don't know if I actually watched it when it was on or if I watched it when it was actually displayed on the reruns. The show actually only lasted 2 years, but it spawned from the Carol Burnett show. A little character, a little show, a little fantastic compilation of characters by the name of Mama's Family. Do you guys remember that show? Mama's Family. Do you remember the Carol Burnett skits with Harvey Korman and the other cast of characters that were on there that eventually became a television show in the 80s? I believe it was maybe 84 and 85, maybe 85 and 86. Could be incorrect in that. It may have even been earlier than that. The show did not do so well. It only lasted 2 seasons. However, once it was syndicated, once it was actually brought onto the networks and actually shown in reruns, it ran for 4 years. It actually did better in syndication than it originally did when it was aired. And the exterior filming locations of the Mama's Family house are right there. Are right there. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Are you ready for this? Prepare yourself now for the Mama's Family house. There it is. Now, if you go on YouTube and actually watch the trailer, the intro, not the trailer, the intro of the actual show, you will notice they had a crane shot that came down across the front of this tree. You can see this little concrete area right here between the 2 yards. So the camera would have swung by this way. You can see Mama herself walking down that little sidewalk from the porch and picking up a newspaper. She's picking up the newspaper right there and then walking back into the house, and then shablam! Mama's Family, the logo, right in front of the house. Absolutely fantastic. You gotta love the 80s. You gotta love the Carol Burnett show. And you gotta love Mama's Family, which I didn't realize till recently. I've been watching a lot of Three's Company lately, and the director of Three's Company actually directed a lot of the episodes of Mama's Family. So there's a cool Three's Company, Mama's Family, Carol Burnett, 80s tie-in. Three's Company was late 70s into the 80s, and then he went on to direct a good percentage of the episodes of Mama's Family. Of course, they didn't use any of the interiors. That was all in front of a live studio audience and in a studio somewhere. But all the exterior scenes, and especially that intro, when the camera pans down and shows the house. This is the house here in South Pasadena. And one other little tidbit. If you watched the AdamTheWoo video recently, the Halloween filming locations, which I did not very long ago, maybe a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago for Halloween, I released the Halloween filming locations. This was actually PJ Soul's house in Halloween. And you know that hedge that Michael Myers, you know that creepy hedge that Michael Myers is standing behind? It is actually right here. Look at that. The Michael Myers hedge. Why am I pointing there? That's not the Michael Myers hedge. That's the Michael Myers. It's very hard to get your bearings sometimes when you're actually looking at yourself on a screen. That's the Michael Myers hedge. That's the Michael Myers hedge. No, the Michael Myers hedge is right there. And you can just expect to see, not Michael Myers, but imagine seeing Mama come out from around the corner with her newspaper, wielding some disgraceful comments and insults to us, just like she would on the show. All right, one last look of the Mama's family house. Little South Pasadena, Southern California television history. And actually it's interesting because the show started because of a character that was developed by Vicki Lawrence, I think her name was. I think she had a married name at that time, and then I think now it's back to being Vicki Lawrence. She created the character, she acted the character as Mama in the show, and then after the Carol Burnett show, they actually made a movie, like a full-length television movie. I think it was called, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was called Eugene, and it was about Mama and the whole family. And because of that, they spawned it off. They did the 2 seasons using the exteriors of this house, and then that ended up not doing so well. But then in syndication, 4 years, it actually became a very highly rated, it actually got better ratings in reruns and syndication than it did when it was originally on, which is actually kind of a rarity. It doesn't always happen that way. There are a lot of shows that happens to, but normally shows do better when they are on, not when they are on syndication. So very cool little facts and figures about South Pasadena, the fantastic movie locations of Southern California. What do you guys think of these movie location vlogs, these television location vlogs? Anything you want me to do or see anywhere, mostly in Southern California, but other areas as well. I am always open to suggestions. You can get a hold of me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or you can leave comments down below as well. Also check down below for my t-shirts, AdamTheWoo.spreadshirt.com. Patreon, AdamTheWoo, if you want to help fuel the woo and put gas in the van to travel to places like the Mama's family house and other wonderful, wacky locations as well. Thanks for joining me on these adventures, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. I was actually going to try to do the Mama's Family theme song. Oh, another interesting thing about the Mama's Family theme song, it was actually written as a real song. There were actually really lyrics in the Mama's Family theme song, but they opted to actually only use the instrumental version. But the song was actually co-written by Mama herself. The woman who played Mama wrote that song. Pretty cool. All right, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.